use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang!
Great scores! Yes! She got up!
He's just perfect. And that's
Sweet it is! Collingwood win the grand final! It's time!
Well, welcome back, guys, to a very special episode this week of Racing Extra, where the extra really comes into play. We are so grateful to our friends at EMF for granting us exclusive access to one of their sponsored athletes, an Australian boxing champion, Justis Huni. Welcome to Racing Extra, Justis.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, of course. We're super excited to get to know you, especially over the next few weeks as we start to warm up into your next fight. But before we get on to that, I want to know your thoughts as a professional boxer around what we saw on the weekend with the whole Tyson-Jake Paul scenario. What's your thoughts?
It was good for me to watch Tyson in the ring at 58 years old. You know, when I started boxing, he was the first heavyweight boxer, first boxer I watched altogether. So that was the first person I looked up to.
Yeah, wow.
It was just. He doesn't move like he was when he was 20 years old, but you know, it was just good to see him back in the ring again.
I love him on camera. He's still a killer. When he's talking about, oh, you're a manufactured killer and I'm a born killer. Like, he's still got it at 60. But I just wish I'd love to see him fight. I would have loved to see him fight sort of 30, 40 years ago and not in his 60s. I think the result would be a bit different.
Yeah, well, I wasn't even born yet when he was in his prime, so it was just good to be able to sit back and watch him on TV.
He said it wasn't going to be his last fight either. Like, who's he square up against next?
I know.
58 years old, and you know, still to go through a training camp at that age and you know still perform.
Because they're tough too.
8 rounds. You know, people say it was rigged and that, but you still got to get some sort of fitness. I
was going to say on that, I've been deep in the conspiracy TikTok over the last few weeks and seeing, especially this week after the fight, the amount of people that do think it was rigged.
Yeah, I know.
What is your thoughts there? There was a few times where you're like, oh, I probably could have taken a chance there.
Yeah. Oh well, I don't even really care. For me, it was just good to see.
Good to see him.
Mike Tyson in action, you know, with my own eyes. So, yeah.
Is it good for the sport? I suppose any eyes on the sport is good for the sport, but then you get those haters that are like, well, he's a joke to boxing. What's your take there?
That's the way I've always looked at it. When other people come over and bring eyes to boxing, I don't see any negative. I think it's all positive. It's like when rugby league players come over to boxing and, you know, they bring different crowds in and, I don't see any negative. I think it just brings more eyes to the sport.
It was nuts, 60 million people
I
or
know,
something tuned
that's
in.
crazy.
Netflix.
Crazy, and
madness.
I think 61 million of them were all there to see Tyson knock him out. We're all disappointed, but like you said, we all got to see the champ in action, and it was a great viewing all around.
Definitely. I'll be interested to see who they both fight next. It's going to be interesting.
I get Paul Gallen back in the ring.
Maybe, hey, he'll come out of retirement for any bit of money.
Yeah, a bit of coin on the line if he fights Tyson, I'm sure.
Before we get too deep into the boxing chat, I want to kick us off for anyone who doesn't understand boxing. You're ranked 5th in the WBO and 15th in the IBF. Can you explain to us the difference between the two federations and what each ranking means?
I wish I could. Look, I don't even have much idea myself.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I just get told when to fight and I jump in and fight, and then I get some points in the rankings, and I just keep going until I'm at that number 1 spot.
I'm glad you're just
Good
as
attitude.
I'm glad you're just as confused as us.
I don't really know. There's so many different belts and stuff that can be won.
Because you can hold the IBF belt and not the WBO belt, can't you? There's and I'm a fan and I've got no idea, so I'm glad you're a bit.
I'm exactly the same.
Is there one that's seen as more valuable for boxers, or is it just same?
I think there's 5 that are at the top, and Like, I don't even know. WBA, WBC, WBO, IBF. That's all I know.
Just win them all, mate. No one
Yeah.
ever
Yeah,
cares,
yeah,
and
that's
Yeah.
it.
World
Like, for
domination,
me,
that
I'll
was
just
that
keep
knowledge.
climbing my way up, and, you know, until I'm at the number one spot, like I said. But, yeah, I'm not really too worried right now about where I'm sitting in the rankings. I just get told when to fight, where to fight, and just make sure I'm prepared.
I'm really intrigued. You seem to have a very calm demeanor, but everyone says that you're knocking on the door for domination in boxing. What gives you that spark when you get into the ring?
I don't know. Just I've got no idea. Like, just prepare myself well, and I think for a heavyweight fighter, I'm a smaller heavyweight, so I've got to use what I've got to use to my advantage what I do best, and that's my speed and my footwork. So yeah. That's pretty much what I bring when I step in the ring.
And you won a world title, was it when on your first fight?
Oh, I won the Australian title.
Australian title,
Yeah.
sorry. And that was before your Gallon fight, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Gallon fight's really what put you on the map.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
did you feel going into that? Obviously, he's an NRL legend.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was big for me. It was pretty. It was a whole different experience. Only fight. That was my fifth fight, and to be going in there against Gallon, I wasn't really thinking about the money for that fight. It was just more about like getting more eyes on me and like getting my name out there more. But you know, at the same time, I was in training camp for the Olympics, so I had qualified for the Olympics at that point. Turned professional because this was around COVID, and then ended up having to pull out of the Olympics due to an injury to my hand, and then I had to have an operation on my hand, and then slowly work my way back into it.
Going back to that Gallon fight, are you a Queenslander or a New South Wales supporter in Origin?
I'm a Queenslander.
Oh, okay. So you had some there's a little bit of
Yeah.
hate
Grubs
stepping in that
there.
ring. Yeah.
Like actually, I was at the I can't even remember what it was. I don't think it was a Queensland State of Origin. I think it was just a normal game, Broncos game. We were at Suncorp Stadium, and like I didn't know. I thought I was just going to watch the footy that night, and then I get told to come up. I get taken down in the elevator to the where you walk out to the field. And then they put me in these seats, sitting right behind Gallon. And I was like, well, like, what do I do now? Because, like, I'm a pretty, like, quiet and shy guy. Like, I don't really like to be out there and being a big mouth and stuff. So, yeah, they were like, we just want you to, you know, flip the finger to him. And then, I was like, this is not me, but
Put him in a Blues jersey, it'll be real easy.
yeah, I was like, it was so awkward. The whole like seating section down the bottom was empty, and it was just me sitting there and Gallon sitting in the front. And that's when I knew I was like, oh, now I got to start getting used to like this stuff on TV and that.
The hype, yeah.
Is it much of a persona that you guys do have to put on when you're there and with your opponent? Do you feel like you need to play a part?
No, not really. For me, like, I didn't get caught up in that stuff. Like, I just do my own thing. I like to just like let it all come out when we get in the ring. But yeah, like in terms of like talking crap to my opponent and stuff, like I just save it. I just save my energy.
Does it change though when you do step in the ring? I'm not so much in talking the crap, but like, does your mindset go from like I'm a quiet, shy guy to I'm out here to put someone on the floor right now?
Yeah, that's it. Like I feel like that's where my actions speak louder than my words. Like I'd rather just go and show everyone than tell everyone like, oh, I'm gonna lay you out, put you on the floor, talk crap. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd respect you more if you
That's
if you didn't say a word and you absolutely floored someone
I
in
just want to
15
be
seconds.
quiet and like they think I'm a murderer or something. Just stay quiet and just you wait till we get in the ring.
It is always the
That's
quiet
right.
ones that are psychotic.
Yeah, that's it. that's my kind of mind games.
Well, what was it like? You briefly touched on how you had to withdraw from the Olympics. If you had your time again, would you do the Gallon fight and get injured, but it puts you on the map, or would you have gone to the Olympics?
Nah, I would have taken it all back. I wouldn't have had I had 5 pro fights in under a year, and everything was just happening so fast.
You never left
And-
training camp. You just would have gone back to
I
back.
was one after another, and 3 weeks before the Gallon fight, I had another fight down in Sydney. So, that opponent before Gallon, he was feeling kind of disrespected because, there was a whole build up to the Gallon fight, and it was just a lot going on for me, and I had to do media and stuff for the Olympics, so. It was just busy, and then
Nearly
ended
like a
up
Twice a week
injuring my
fighter.
hand. Yeah. Tried to be like Mike Tyson, and he used to fight every 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
But yeah.
Did you know you heard it when it went in the ring?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, I did it in the training camp before the Gallon fight.
Yeah.
I did it in sparring, and then it pulled up all right after the fight before Gallon, and then we went into the Gallon fight, and the first or second round, I dipped my hand in.
Because that was a slog too. That was a good fight.
Yeah,
So
he's tough. He's tough. He's a really good athlete, and he does all the hard work.
got
in
a
the training.
chin like a cinder block too.
Yeah, that's it.
And you can throw him.
That's it.
So
He's got a hard head, man. I'll give him that.
hard
I'll
enough
give
to
him
break
that.
your hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Gallon fight obviously is what launched you, and a lot of the opponents you have in the heavyweight category are a lot older than you. You're only 25, is that correct? And
Yep.
a lot of them are in their mid-30s or older. What is it like in terms of age as an advantage physically, and then age for your opponents as an advantage mentally? Do you think there is much of a difference there?
Well, I think in the heavyweight division, I don't think you peak till you're between 30 to 33 years old. That's where I think you're at your best in the heavyweights. That's where most of the heavyweight champions are at, around about now. They're sitting around that age. So, I still got a long way ahead of me. I just, I don't really think about the age or anything. I just get in there and do what I have been taught all these years, and I just somehow come out on top every time.
It's pretty impressive, right?
Going back to that, where did it all start from you? How did you get into boxing? And my follow-up question to that is, when did you know that you were good?
I started I was always around boxing when I was younger. My dad was he done cage fighting, so no rules.
Oh, so he's nuts as well.
He was. I was still very young, so I didn't know. I didn't really understand what was going on. But he started training my older brother how to box and stuff, and then my older brother got into boxing, and then I kind of just followed from there. I was always in and around the gym when my brother was training when I was young, 3, 4 years old. And then I had my first fight when I was 7 years old. Underage,
Shit.
you got to be 10 years old to
You
fight.
for-
But they faked my age.
Oh, no way.
And then when I actually turned 10, they put my age back
The
to
Dominican passport.
Yeah. They put my age back to 10 years old, and there was people saying oh, this guy's been 10 for ages.
So
4 years I was 10 years old.
You were squaring up with kids that were 3, 4 years older than you when you were 7. Geez.
Yeah, and at that age, it's I used to be scared, oh, this guy's 30 and 14 years old, and I'm 7 years old. But I used to lose, but that's the only way you learn. I guess.
100%. 100%. Nothing teaches you more than a
That's
defeat.
it. So I had a lot of losses coming up to the amateurs, but it was all worth it.
You fought over in Saudi Arabia, was it, under the Anthony Joshua card?
Yeah.
What was that fight like? I've heard it was a bit of a wild
Yeah,
ride.
it was crazy. The whole experience, from the moment we touched down there, all the way up until the fight, it was just next level. I thought the Gallon fight was for me, it was big, but this was next level. Celebrities around, and you know, I was only on my 9th fight, so I felt a lot of pressure to impress a lot of people. Like, I wanted to try and impress everyone and, you know, set myself up to, like, you know, be invited back to fight there again. So, yeah, it was just massive for me. And then the fight came around, and, like, I felt like I was, you know, fighting all right. And then I got caught in the last round, and yeah, everything just went black from there. I don't really remember much after that, but yeah, what an experience! It was just a crazy experience.
Just see the world stage.
For someone so young like myself and like so early in my professional career to be able to perform on a stage like that is, yeah, I was thrilled and just grateful to be performing up there.
Oh, absolutely. Such big contenders on the main card.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's
It's just
it.
a
That's it.
privilege.
Like, I was walking around there. That's Anthony Joshua standing right there. That's Francis Ngannou. Like, Tyson Fury was there. Yeah, it
All
was
those
just,
big boys, yeah.
Yeah, it was like really good to be around that energy and stuff. Like,
Do they give you the time of day? Because like at the end of it, like you're there or want to be there to take their titles.
yeah.
Like,
Oh.
are they friendly or are they like? Do they know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you're hunting?
like they say hello and stuff, and then like because everything's so busy, they just kind of just say hello and then carry on.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to be in and around athletes like that and celebrities as well. I got to meet Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
And like even that to me is just crazy.
That's
So-
just nuts, isn't it? Like it's
Yeah.
especially like you're from up the road here too. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's it.
you just
I,
get
I live in
Yeah.
Woodridge, man. and, I'm sitting over there in a big room full of like celebrities. And I'm thinking,
Chilling
like,
with
They're all there to watch
Yeah.
you too. That's the coolest thing. Like how cool's that?
I was just trying to play it cool, just sit back.
I have to ask because there's apparently a wild story during that Anthony Joshua fight
Yeah.
where there was a timeout called.
Yeah, well, Turkey, the one that like puts all of that on.
He's the bloke who basically runs the.
Yeah. He's His Excellency. He's just in and out. So he went to there was a snooker tournament on at that time.
Yeah.
And like he went to watch the snooker and like was just waiting for him to come back. When he came back, then the fights continued.
So was
It
this
was-
like a
midway through the
3-hour
fight?
break.
Yeah.
So like round 1, 2, 3 went ahead.
Oh, not
Oh.
through a fight, but like after a fight, and then we
Oh
had to-
wow! So you
Oh,
you'd
wow.
have your fight, then
Yeah.
there'd be like
And then
intermission, and
was
he
just
bolted
dipped out
for 3
and then-
hours.
Yeah.
What? So
came
everyone
back.
just sat around twiddling their fingers.
Yeah, it was just like it was kind of boring, and then
That's
yeah,
a massive
I was like,
pull, that is.
so I had my fight, and I was tired because like I think I didn't fight till about 1 or 2 a.m. and like the main fight wasn't until like 4 or 5 a.m.
Was this Saudi
Oh.
time?
Yeah.
So your body
So,
clock screwed up.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it was a long day and night, and yeah, I was like sitting there watching the fights before, and just like falling in and out of sleep. But yeah, luckily the Anthony Joshua fight went 1 or 2 rounds. I was like, get me out of here. I'm ready to go home and get some sleep.
That'd have been so
Yeah.
cool though.
It
That's
was,
just wild.
It was a crazy experience, and I'll never forget. Being over there and having my 9th fight on a massive card like that. It was next level.
Yeah, what an experience.
Yeah.
Your next fight isn't going to be so big, definitely not Saudi. You're coming
Yeah.
back to Brisbane, but you're fighting Leandro Rabuddy. How are you feeling leading into that fight?
I'm feeling really good. I've had a really good camp so far, and I'm just like happy to be fighting in Brisbane again.
Yeah.
Like I got a lot of following here and family that come out to watch me. So I'm just grateful to be able to perform in front of them.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you know much about him? Like, as in, have you done much research?
Yeah. I watched like 3 or 4 of his fights. I sat down, done my study on him.
What do you think? Because there's been some sort of wild results in there. Like someone sort of pulled up with a sore leg. Was there
Yeah.
a slippage?
I don't think, like, compared to my past opponents, I don't think it's like you know, I never overlook any opponent, but you know, I've had some hard fights so far. Only 10 fights in, which is crazy, and you know, I just treat this fight exactly the same as all my other fights, and go on there with positive mindset, and you know, look at getting the job done.
Oh, perfect. Well, you'll have my money when you go up there and fight in Brisbane, that's for sure.
I'll see.
We're pumped to be able to follow you into this fight. We're going to be doing a bit of a special and come and check in with you throughout your training. What's in store for us? What can we come and see when we do see you train?
Oh, just hard work. You know, I've just been you know, trying to get my weight right, and you know, my mindset right as well. Like everything starts from the mind, and you know, I've only just learned that recently. Like how powerful the mind is. You know, especially when you think your whole body's tired, all you got to tell is your mind to like switch on, and you know,
Yeah, it'll
you
give
can
up.
push
It'll
past.
yeah.
You can push so much further than what you think. So, yeah, it's gonna be good. Like I'm looking forward to having you in to see one of my sessions, because
I might get in and spar
we're
with you.
pumped.
yeah,
Jesus.
always looking for
That's just-
sparring
yeah.
partners.
It'll last about 30 seconds, but I go
Look, we
straight.
that's
walk
all right.
away with one punch.
If you can't tell, mate, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
That's what I always say. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah, but you got the
I'm a
build.
lover.
You got the build to
I'm a
back it
lover,
up.
not a fighter.
Yeah, you haven't got much.
Oh, you'll get the shits with me one day and send me in there just for him to teach you a lesson.
We'll see how you behave this weekend. Well, if you win this fight, what's next for you? Who's looking to be your next opponent?
I'm not sure on the opponent, but I believe I'm supposed to have another fight early next year.
Yeah.
Early in January. So, you know, I'm pretty happy. I'm going to be staying active. But it also means no
Christmas break.
no New Year's. But that's all right. It'll be worth it, and it'll pay off.
Yeah, that's it. It's awesome.
Sacrifice now for the payoff
Yeah,
later,
that's
mate.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And talking about that, what's the dream fight for you, and where? Like, if you could look into your future and pick out that single day, where would it be, and who would you fight?
Hopefully here in Queensland, in my hometown, for all the belts. Like, yeah, I wanna, you know, at some stage bring a big fight back here, and be fighting for all the belts, or even just one of the belts.
That'd
So,
be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a dream fight for me. But yeah, still got a long way to go.
Give us a heads up, mate. I'll be first on that ticket list. Like,
Yeah,
we'll be
there.
waiting, yeah.
We'll be there. Well, we're really excited to follow your journey, and thank you so much for joining us.
No
Best
worries.
of luck in your fight, and we will see you soon when we check in with you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thank you so much to our partners also at EMF for allowing us exclusive access to Justice. And best of luck. That is our special episode of Racing Extra done and dusted.